Yo, what is going on, everybody? This is Beanie and welcome back to another player review. Today we don't have that many players to review. We only have 3, but two of them are really interesting cards that a lot of you might be thinking about buying, so I figured I'd get a player review out on them. And since we only have 3, maybe I can do a little bit more of an in-depth player review on them. So with that said, let's get into it. Okay guys, starting out, we have the 96 overall Manny Machado card, and whenever I heard that they were coming out with a 96 overall Manny Machado card, I was really interested to see what they did with it. And to be honest, I'm a little bit disappointed. I know that Manny Machado has always hit righties a lot better than he's hit lefties, but I did kind of figure that maybe he would have, you know, contact and power in the low 70s versus lefties, but, you know, they obviously, they put it a little bit more realistic, had him in the high 50s for contact and the mid 60s for power, but against righties, he's really solid. 80 contact, 91 power, and 74 vision. That's really good, but it's kind of a problem whenever you have a right-handed hitter that hits righties well but can't hit lefties. I'm not a big fan of players like that. I see that with guys like the Dale Murphy card, guys like the Ryne Sandberg card, and it makes lineup construction very difficult because you always want to have at least a few lefties in your lineup, and if you end up having more lefties than you do, or the same amount of lefties as you do righties, and you have a guy like this in the lineup, it ends up making it pretty easy to pitch for your opponent's late game strategy, because they can just bring in a lefty and they don't have to worry about taking him out whenever they face a Machado or a Murphy or a Sandberg, because they only hit righties well, so it's basically like they're facing another lefty, so you never really have the advantage in those late game situations. So that's kind of a problem with cards like this. I'm not a huge fan of that, but there are a lot of positives with this card. He has fantastic defense, and he has a good bit of speed to go along with that. Obviously, the comparison that you want to make whenever you see a Manny Machado, just because a third baseman that has amazing defense is kind of the Baltimore Orioles thing. They've had that for a long time in their history. They tend to produce really good defensive third basemen. So an easy comparison is this 99 overall Brooks Robinson. Now, how does he compare with this Brooks Robinson? Personally, I think that this Brooks Robinson is superior in every way except for speed. Obviously, versus righties, the Machado is a little bit better overall, but this Brooks Robinson is just far and away better versus lefties, and he has much better vision. So that's a big thing. And also defensively, I think this Brooks Robinson is also better. So overall, I don't really think that this Machado is a card that you need to go out and really try to buy or anything like that. I don't think he's worth it, and he's probably going to be pretty expensive too. So I would not recommend buying this card, but I do think that if you do end up going out and buying him, or you do go have the 12-win streak in events and decide to keep him, there are spots where you could use him, and he's certainly an above-average card. So I ended up giving him a fag of a 7.5. Okay guys, now let's talk about the 96 overall Carlos Gonzales card, and this card is to me way more appealing than the Machado card. This card is excellent. And there are a lot of outfielders who are really good right now. Outfield is becoming an exceedingly overloaded position. Like, there are a ton of really good players, but a guy who I figured would kind of be a good guy to compare this to, compare and contrast to see which one I thought I would want more, is the 96 overall Jacoby Ellsbury. And there are a lot of comparisons and a lot of contraction, like you give and take with each of these cards. With the Ellsbury, you're getting a ton of speed, you're getting a threat on the base paths, and you're getting a guy that has great, that hits righties fantastic, and is okay versus lefties, and has great vision, so your PCI is always going to be pretty big. Plus, he covers a ton of ground in the outfield. With the Cargo, you're getting a little bit more of an offensive threat. You're getting a guy with more power versus both sides of the plate. He can hit lefties almost just as good as he can hit righties, but you're taking away a large amount of vision, so his PCI is almost always going to be a good bit smaller than the Ellsbury's. Another thing that you take away is that he doesn't have the same amount of speed. He's not going to be as big of a threat on the base pass, and he doesn't have the same amount of reaction and fielding that Ellsbury does, so he's not going to cover as much ground in the outfield. But what he does have is he has a cannon of an arm, so if you're a guy who values arm strength more in center field, then this Cargo might be the guy that you're looking for. Overall, I think that the Ellsbury and the Cargo almost have the same amount of inherent value. If I were picking between the two of them, I think I would go with the Ellsbury, even though the Ellsbury kind of has a bit of a noodle, and you know, he doesn't hit lefties quite as well. I would like the Ellsbury just because he has the advantage in the vision and the speed department, and he covers a little bit more ground. And another reason is that if you already have a really good center fielder and probably a really good right fielder, these are two cards that you could probably consider playing in left field. And in left field, I don't think arm strength is as big of an advantage as it is in the other two outfield spots. So for that reason, I'm able to kind of mitigate Ellsbury's arm and make him more valuable as a left fielder as opposed to being a center fielder. This Cargo does have more ability to play in center or in right if you wanted to play him there, but people have so many great outfielders already that I don't really think that for guys who do have a loaded outfield, I do think that Ellsbury has a bit more value. But if you don't, I think that this guy is fantastic. And he kind of reminds me maybe of like that 97 overall Cliff Floyd, except he has better defense. So that's maybe another comp that you could throw in there. His offense is certainly similar. Overall, I think this guy is a great card. And if you have the ability to go out and get him, if you can win those 50 event games, I think it's definitely worth it. Because plus, he gets you another breakout card. So if you're looking to complete the Eddie Matthews mission, you can now do that. But overall, I think that this is one of the better outfielders in the game. I think he's certainly an elite outfielder, and I ended up giving him a FAG of a 9.1. And next up, we have the 87 overall Lewis Brinson card. This is obviously the lesser of the three cards that we're going to be reviewing today. But this guy is a solid card, too. He is a decent hitter versus righties. He has more pop versus righties, and against lefties he has a little bit more contact, but he sacrifices a little bit more in the power department. He's a solid right-handed outfield bat that you could certainly use in events or Battle Royale whenever there are roster restrictions. This is a guy that you could sneak in there and get away with and have a great defender in the outfield with good speed, an average arm, and you're not sacrificing a ton at the plate. But considering the fact that I have talked about how loaded outfield is, you know, typically you want to see guys that have at least 80 plus everything when it comes to hitting and better vision than 55. And, you know, this guy just doesn't. He's kind of a meh player when it comes to putting him in like a ranked seasons lineup. But for the most part, from a skill standpoint, I do think he has a good bit of value in something like events or BR. So I ended up giving him a FAG of a 6.5. Okay, guys, that is going to do it for this episode of Player Reviews. And, guys, today is going to be a little bit different. I'm thinking that I may stream at about 2, stream some MLB The Show and everything like that. But I'm not 100% on that, but I am going to stream today. What I think I'm going to do is I think that I'm going to do a late night stream, like a really late night stream around midnight whenever Madden gets released to me. I know a lot of other people have already had Madden, but I bought the standard edition just because Madden isn't like the biggest thing to me. But I'm really excited about playing Madden, and it comes out for me, it comes out tonight at midnight. I'm really, really excited about it, and I hope you guys can stop by the stream to check it out. It is going to be a late night stream. I hardly ever do those, but tonight I'm going to do it just because I am really excited about Madden. But yeah, guys, I will see y'all then. Please stop by, and if you like this video, please like, share, and sub. I'll see you guys tonight, but until then, peace!